Salute boxing fight fans. What's happening? Nocturnal. Bow. Hey man, first of all, I appreciate y'all time. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button straight like that. All my subscribers, man, I appreciate y'all time, and you get a big salute straight from Nocturnal. Real quick video, raw, uncut, and then I'm gonna get out the way. How much credit do you give Anthony Joshua for his victory, for his knockout against Kubrat Pulev? You know, how much does that uh, change? How much weight? You know what I'm saying? The tandem. How much does it, you know what I'm saying, change the way you think and perceive Anthony Joshua's future going on to fight, you know, perhaps Tyson Fury? So I'm gonna look at it the way I look at it, and I'm gonna tell you my thoughts. First of all, no hate. Congratulate Anthony Joshua. I salute. I saw a lot of things that I was impressed with from Anthony Joshua. I seen some moves from a big guy, especially, you know, 240 pounds. I saw some moves that were very impressive, effective, some pull counters, some combinations, some uppercuts from different angles, light on his feet, fighting on his back foot very well. Just some things that were on the verge of being extraordinary from a heavyweight boxer. The only things negative I can take away from the Anthony Joshua versus Pulev fight was actual the effort that was given by Pulev. Like, I see a lot of people giving a lot of credit to Pulev for being able to withstand the amount of punishment that he received. And I get that in a certain way, because even in my own mind, I'm saying he's taking some big punches. You know what I'm saying? He has a strong chin, not a unbreakable iron chin, but strong neck, strong chin. He's a big guy. But at the end of the day, I don't think he provided what I still needed to see from an opponent versus Anthony Joshua. As far as, he still didn't provide that insurmountable opponent where Anthony Joshua had to go into different gears. You know what I'm saying? The most insurmountable opponent that I've saw Anthony Joshua go up against to this day is still Vladimir Klitschko. And that was still a slightly older, out of his prime, Vladimir Klitschko. Not to mention that Kubrat Pulev is 39 years old, and he came able to take a big punch, but he didn't bring a lot of offense to the game. Now, a lot of that you have to credit to Anthony Joshua's strategy and fight plan. You know, after he won, he immediately got out the ring, went over to Floyd Money Mayweather and said, you know, cryptically, this is chess, not checkers. You know what I'm saying? Hit, not get hit, the sweet science. And like I said, Anthony Joshua showed some Mayweather-esque type of movements with that pull counter. But at the same time, when he did that pull counter, landed a big shot, followed it up with a three-piece, put Kubrat Pulev down, I didn't see Kubrat Pulev pull himself back up and grit down and refocus on the task at hand. I saw him doing the same bull-ish that he was doing when he got knocked out against Vladimir Klitschko in a fight that was about 4 or 5 years ago, when Pulev was closer to his prime. He's probably about what 34 years old, and it was the same thing when in the first round Vladimir Klitschko landed a beautiful shot and put Pulev down, and instead of Pulev regaining his focus, composing himself, biting down on his gum shield, and getting focused on the task at hand, he got up, wobbling around, and then he started playing to the audience and playing to the crowd and showboating, like trying to show he's not hurt, he's standing on one leg, and just being like on some clown type of stuff, right? And we know how that fight went. By the fifth round, he was knocked out completely. He probably got knocked down about 3 or 4 times in that fight. And that was the same Pulev I saw against Anthony Joshua. As soon as he got hurt, he went into clown mode. He went into survival mode and he went into clown mode. He did land a couple of 1-2s here and there, but for the most part, that was all Anthony Joshua. Like I said, Anthony Joshua did a sweet, beautiful pull counter, put Pulev down with the combination, and instead of Pulev getting up and, getting refocused, Pulev is yelling out to the audience. Same thing he was doing at the weigh-in, talking about how amazing he was and, speaking of broken English. So it was like that version of Pulev does not offer a lot to show the improvements in the totality of Anthony Joshua. But I saw a lot of things that I was pleased to see coming from the Andy Ruiz part 1 and part 2 and going into the Pulev. It looked like, Anthony Joshua has settled down more. He's basically starting to mature into the style that he's developed. He was able to tame that killer instinct and not rush in, too fast on somebody that's wounded and dangerous. He didn't rush in and get himself clumsily knocked out. He, took his time and he kind of planned out his mode of attack from the beginning to the end, and I believe he executed that to perfection. So he showed growth, he showed improvement, he showed that he can calm his nerves down, but he didn't show if he could take some big punches. You know what I'm saying? He took a few 1-2s, but he didn't show if he can take. All right, but he did show that he didn't get hit by big punches either. So, like I said, I'm not taking anything away from Anthony Joshua. Like I always say, knockouts do matter. He did what he was supposed to do. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to Pulev as well. But I still feel like he didn't provide the opponent that showed everything that I wanted to see from Anthony Joshua in consideration of him possibly going in to fight Tyson Fury. Like for Danny Garcia versus Errol Spence, I feel like Danny Garcia showed a lot. He was a perfect opponent to reveal a lot about Errol Spence coming back from the car accident and what type of boxer he would be from that point on. I think Danny Garcia did exactly what he needed to do up from the beginning. He stayed focused and he stayed in the fight and he stayed throwing punches and trying to win the fight from round 1 through round 12. I saw a moment in the fight when Danny Garcia kind of gave up on the fight and just started trying to save face and do things for the audience to, put on a performance like a false bravado and things like that. And he landed some good shots on Errol Spence, and he put some moves on Errol Spence. He baited Errol Spence into some good clean shots, and it showed that Errol Spence, the biggest question that everybody had, which was Errol Spence's punch resistance post accident, it was able to be unveiled that what you got was the same, if not an improved version of Errol Spence, and you still got a good fight from Danny Garcia that both fighters can hold their head up high, and nobody really lost. Danny Garcia lost, but boxing won. Fans win from that fight. Of course, Errol Spence was the favorite to win that fight, and the biggest question was just the accident. That was the biggest X factor in the fight, was the accident. I know some people wanted to try to talk around it and try to ignore it and say the only thing people are focusing on is the car accident. And it was only a few amount of people, for their reasons, that thought that Danny Garcia would be able to beat Errol Spence even before the accident. But for the most part, it was post-accident Spence that really made people focus to see how that fight would turn out. Because for the most part, we knew that Errol Spence had a better skill set and just is more of a natural welterweight, bigger, stronger, more diverse, more gears, more levels, and that he would outclass and be able to beat Danny Garcia if he was, you know, recuperated mentally and physically 100% from the accident. So he had, Danny Garcia had that puncher's chance. He had that chance of, if Errol Spence's chin or his, scar tissue didn't heal correctly, where you could cut him, or if his chin might have not been 100% and he couldn't take punches the same way, Danny Garcia had that opportunity, that chance to capitalize and take advantage of that. Same thing with Pulev. Pulev, we all pretty much knew that, Anthony Joshua should have done exactly what he did against Pulev, but the lingering questions was still from the Andy Ruiz part 1 and part 2, whether or not, he still had a little bit of reserve from the lost, and the little bit of reserve, the reservations, as he did from the 12 rounds, where he still had moments in that fight where he just didn't look 100% confident in his performance and his execution. He still looked nervous. He still like he was holding his breath the entire fight. And Pulev, his main purpose was to see if he could catch Anthony Joshua, slipping, catch Anthony Joshua coming in the same way he came in with Andy Ruiz, recklessly and without intellect, and Pulev would be able to capitalize off of that. And what we saw was Anthony Joshua came down off of his throne and repaired some of the cracks in his foundation, and now he's ready to go. So that still leads me into some unanswered questions when it comes to, Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. Because in my opinion, and you can leave the comments down below, let me know what you think. In my opinion, Tyson Fury's victory over Deontay Wilder is still more imposing than Anthony Joshua's victory against Pulev. And the thing is, if Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury is on a collision course, it's funny from what directions they're coming from, because Anthony Joshua is coming from a knockout artist that's adding more and more wrinkles of boxing to his game, and then Tyson Fury is more known for his boxing and adding more wrinkles of power and knockout ability to his game. So a premature sort of prediction is that Tyson Fury has the ability to make this a boring fight the same way he did with Vladimir Klitschko and win by boxing Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? Because you still got to look at, like I said, Anthony Joshua's still biggest insurmountable opponent that he fought and overcame was Vladimir Klitschko, who was out of his prime. And Tyson Fury still holds that over him, where he beat Vladimir Klitschko when Vladimir Klitschko was still on a run, and was, I don't want to say, I don't know if he was undefeated. I believe he was undefeated. He was reigning champion for so long, and Tyson Fury is the one that came and decrowned him. And Tyson Fury is still undefeated. So to me, he still has a little bit more leverage, in my opinion, when it comes to who's the, you know, who has the most advantages when it comes to Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. But we'll get there when we get there. I just wanted to drop that down on you guys, you know, and get about my day. So, new to the channel, I salute you. Go ahead and click on the subscribe button. Click on the notification bell. All my old subscribers that's been rocking with me from day one. Hey, I hope y'all stay blessed. My prayers go out to you. I salute you. I respect you. And let's keep on going. Hit the subscribe button and leave me a comment.